Okay, greetings. Man, I wasn't for sure if I was gonna make it or not. It's been a long day. Just getting off of work here just a little while ago. Had a phone conference to do real quick, but I'm here. I'm here. So welcome everybody. Welcome. Thank you for popping in and just checking out today's episode. The Conjurer, the Conjuring, or the Conjure. It's gonna be interesting because you know what? I don't think a lot of us who are Masons and those of us who profess to be sharing light or sharing or whatever we say we're doing, man, I pick up some books and I read them and I'm like, man, how many other Masons really get this deep? How many other Masons really go and crack open these books and go down these rabbit holes? What are you being taught in your Masonic lodges, regarding what we actually do Masonically in our ritualistic work? What have you been told? Where did this come from? How did we get here? Why do we practice these things and the allegories and symbols? How did we bring this full circle? That's my thing. And so today, I was thinking, okay, let's look at what we really do in the Masonic Lodge. Peace, what's going on? What's going on, Kay? Let's run, Kay, what's happening? Let's really take a real look at this. Who ready to go down this rabbit hole? Because it's going to be a rabbit hole. And the thing is, I don't believe a lot of us who profess to be Masons or Eastern Stars, I don't know if we like to go down those rabbit holes or not. But today, I want to go down a rabbit hole. I want to go down a rabbit hole because a lot of people got a different feel for many things, especially when you're talking about conjuring or prayer and all of that. And I can say this honestly. In the Masonic Lodge, we do some conjuring. In the church, you do some conjuring. You conjure, you call things to be. You do that. You do that in your lodge. You do that in your church. You do that in your daily life. But people get so spooked out. They get spooked out like, oh, I don't want to. But you do it all the time. Peace and greetings. You do it all the time, and it's hard for me to understand that you do it all the time, but yet you're scared of it. What are you scared of? What are you scared of? I'm trying to I have something here I keep looking at. I'm just trying to bring it all together for you because it's interesting what we do and what we say and how we play word games. Because because prayer in conjure are almost identical. They're almost identical. Okay, so when you think, let's look at the essence of it. Okay, conjure, Conjure. Let's look at it for what it's worth. All right, involving an active or an activity in summoning or manipulating spiritual forces. I'm going to say it again. Conjure, Conjure, involves actively summoning or manipulating spiritual forces, while prayer involves communicating with a divine being. Now let's take a look at how we do this. When we conjure things up, we do it in the Masonic Lodge all the time. We do it during our initiation, especially during the initiation. You conjure things up. I'm going to tell you what you conjure up. For those of you who are Master Masons, there's a part in the ritual that you do at the raising of Hiram Abiff, at the raising part. There's something that you do that you conjure him up. And I'm not going to go into details, but follow me just for a second, you master masons, you who have been raised from a dead level to a living perpendicular on the square. You think about it for a minute. At that ceremonies, you conjure up something. In the church, they conjure up the spirit. You come on now, y'all, come on now. Don't act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Don't do it. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about, because it happens all the time. So, and the reason I'm having this conversation today is because I seen someone online talking about, man, I'm not going to see sinners. They're conjuring up demons and stuff like that. What? That has always been the thing to do. There's a certain songs that if you're in the South, Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, you can even go to the East Coast. There are certain songs that are sung in the black churches that conjure up spirits. You don't believe me? I got one for you. I got one for you, all right? There's a song, and it says, I love the Lord, for he's heard my cry, and he's pitied my every moan. If you listen to the way the original song is sung in old school, they are summoning the Spirit of God. Say what you want to say. Now, I've been in those black churches in the woods where they didn't have music and they patting their feet on some wood floors and they're doing that. And they're conjuring. They're bringing forth a spirit, and they're welcoming that spirit in. Oh, come on now. Y'all talk back to me. I know you've seen it. I know you've heard it. And you probably want, what does this have to do with Freemasonry? It has a lot to do with it. Because you do it in your Masonic ceremonies. You do it. You just hadn't paid no attention to it. And these are the things that is intriguing for those who may be interested in the craft, but you don't get them. These are not the conversations that you have in your lodge. You can't tell me they are. These are not the conversations that you have in your lodge. Somebody put it in there. Tell me if this is the type of conversation that you have in your lodge. You know, you and the mortal of the building. I likes that. I likes that. Greetings to you too. Yeah. Oh, that movie was based out of my hometown, Clarksdale, Mississippi. So when we pay attention to things that are happening within the degree work, the sun, the moon, the stars, the symbolism, it's all right there in your face. But we play with it. We don't even understand why the lodge is set up like that. A lot of us don't. It's right there, and what we do with it. Oh man, I'm going to lodge meeting, but not understanding those tenets that establish your lodge. Your lodge is a universal part of you when you walk into it. Your lodge is a universal part of you when you walk into it. And you're probably saying, how do you figure that? Because when you walk in there, you're representing the universe, the sun, the moon, the stars, wisdom, beauty, and strength. You represent everything that composes of the universe, and you are the center of it. But we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that because most of us that go to lodge meetings, that's the information you want, but your membership is afraid of it. They are afraid to talk about the things that are actually popping off in the lodge. This is why your membership is fading off. This is what you don't get. And then you want to know, oh man, what can we do? The individuals who seek to join the Masonic Lodge seek a universal knowledge and understanding of the esoteric etymology of words. They want to seek that tangible understanding of information that other people may not necessarily want to talk about or look into. But when you bring them in and you don't talk about it, you don't have any study sessions or anything that mirrors the lessons and understanding of Freemasonry, where you don't have that, no, they're going to lose interest. What they're going to do is say, man, I ain't got time for that. Nah, man, all they talk about is yada, 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 yada. All they talk about is history and who did this and 1840 this and 18 that, and they did. You need to give them something tangible. You need to give them something that's going to really open up that mind so they can look at things from a different perspective. Like, take, for instance, I'm going to give you an example. The laws. Let's look at the laws that are on the books. The laws that are supposed to govern people to help them to be moral citizens. Who do you think those laws was written for? Think about it for a minute. Who do you think those laws in the earlier days and development of this country was written for? It wasn't written for the black man at all. Those laws in the earlier days of this country was written for those who could not do what? Subdue their passion. That's who those laws was written for. And you're probably saying, what do you mean? They was written for people who couldn't subdue their passion. How do you figure that? Come on, talk back to me. How did you get to that? Well, because the laws that was written was for those who could not understand how to subdue their passion. So let's take, for instance, thou shalt not kill. That's the law, right? Why should you want to kill? Why should you want to hurt? That's just one example. But that law is there to govern you, to subdue that passion. You know, oh man, I'll go over there and blow his head off. Let me think. I might have to go to prison if I do that, you know. So now you're thinking of the consequences that comes along with it. So now you got to subdue that passion that you want to go over and mess him up. Some of us don't have an inkling on how to do it. So if you don't understand how to subdue your passion, it takes over. That's why a lot of men go to jail when their wives cheat on them, because now they want to kill the dude that their wife cheated with instead of dealing with her. Subduing that passion. You know, just like the job of the senior warden. What is your job, brother senior warden? You know, to make sure that the craft, the brotherhood do not, what they say, take that refreshments into intemperance. Well, what does that mean? That means that wherever I'm at, a brother should be able to call me and tell me, look, I've done a little too much. I need for you to come get me. And then I should be able to whisper good counsel and say, hey, bro, you're doing a little too much. Those type of things are the conversation we should be having. We should be opening our brothers' minds up for useful knowledge and stop telling them, you don't need to be reading that. What? Laws to know how to adopt to the city place that were built on bricks, not in the wild. That's what the law he's talking about. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So when we begin to really break that thing down, man, masonry, it's here for a purpose. It's here for a reason. And we have taken it and trampled on it. That's what we've done. We no longer open up books to read and to collect knowledge and information to enlighten us on how to move about this place. Let me share something with you real quick. I'm going to share something with you. there are others. There are other books, but I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this. You see this book? This one right here? This is your compass. This is your square. You see this book right here? This is your compass. This is your square. And you're probably saying, how is that? Because this book is a moral book. But what you do is you take it and look at it from a literal point of view, not a allegory, symbolism point of view. Let's take, for instance, when the Bible speaks of the 144,000, y'all take that literally. Y'all take, 144,000. Oh my God, that's all 144,000? Do you know how many people have come and gone on this planet? And you're talking 144,000? That is not literal. It's talking frequency. 144 megahertz. Frequency. That is not talking about people. When you reach a certain frequency, it does something to you. Music conjure up things, be it good or bad. I know you've listened to some hip hop rap, that what they call trap music. They call it trap for a reason. They call it gangster music for a reason. The music and the vibration, it puts you in these moods and it takes you places. It does that to that thing that's in you, that spirit that in you that you conjure up. Come on. See, I would say this. How many of you are willing to sit down and have a real conversation with yourself? With you. Don't lie to you. Have that real conversation about you. You know, the good, that bad, and that ugly part of you. The part nobody really sees. You know that part, that gritty, nasty part of you. And then you have that lovey part of you. And then you have that middle part of you. You know, we all got them. Have that, get to know you. Get to know each one of those things in you that brings up that part. Those are the things and conversations that we should be having in our Masonic lodges, but we don't have them. At least some of us don't. I would say that. Some of us don't. And I don't know why. I have my own opinion, you know. But even with that being said, I believe that when you have these books of faith, these books that are supposed to be a guidance unto you, a lamp unto you, to help elevate you, to open you up, to tell you about where certain things are hidden, then you begin to understand it. Because everything that existed in the beginning existed in darkness. Everything that existed in the beginning existed in darkness. Everything. There was nothing that existed in the light. It all started in the darkness. When God created this planet, as we say it, started in darkness. Some say triple darkness. Stepped out of darkness and began to formulate this planet. And it said the face of God moved upon the waters. And God said, let, or God said, be. It started in darkness. Everything you want, every mineral you need, it's underground. You got to go get it. What we're seeing in the mirror is a reflection. But inside of us, that ruah, that thing, you ain't gonna ever see that. You ain't gonna never see that. This is an avatar. This is an avatar. You can call it what you want. It's an avatar. But when that spirit, when that ruah leaves you, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. There are 2 times you're gonna actually hear the name of God mentioned. 2 times. Is when you come into this world and when you leave. I'm going to say that again. There are 2 times you're going to actually hear the name of God mentioned, or you're going to hear it. You're going to say it when you come in and when you're leaving. And you're probably saying, okay, dude, you're losing me. What's going on with that? What are you talking about? When you come into this world, The baby goes, the baby does, and then he cries. And you may be saying, well, what sound is that? That's God. Ooh, you catch that on the way home. Because you can't pronounce it. You can't pronounce it. You want to say Jesus and all the other names, but you can't pronounce the name. That's what makes the name so holy, so righteous. You can't pronounce it. I can't pronounce it. So you said when you first come through the portal, you said, when you leave here, you said, and it doesn't come back. It goes, it leaves. See, those things, when you're in lodge meetings, to me, this is me. This is what I enjoy. These types of conversation, these things that takes you down a rabbit hole is the thing yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's go down that rabbit hole. Because a lot of us don't do it. You're afraid. But you go through these rituals. Man, come on now. I'm just saying. If you're going to do it all. Same thing in the church. You go through these rituals in the church, but you're afraid. That's voodoo and voodoo and all of that. Well, tell me this, my Christian brothers, my Christian sisters, tell me this. Before that Bible was written, what do you think they was doing? Before that Bible was written, what do you think they was doing? Because for those of us who study, for those of us who know, we know that this Bible is a collection of books from other books. We know that the Council of Nicaea, was summoned together, conjured together to put together this thing we call the Bible. We know this. And because all of those priests had their own ideas, their own writings, and blah, blah, they put them in there. Yeah, because we all know that there are other books that didn't make it into that book. There's so many questions that there's so many questions that we have to ask, but most of us are afraid. Don't ever question God. Why? I need someone to ask me, to tell me why I shouldn't question God. I need to know. There's some things I want to know, and God has the answer to them. So you're telling me don't question God? Don't ask him or her? I said him or her. I did. I said that. You catch that on the way home. You catch that on the way home. But yeah, I said that. But this is what we do. This is a thing that most individuals who come into the Freemasons, they want to have these conversations. And some sisters too. I can't leave them out there. Yeah, sisters wants to have those conversations too. But most of us are afraid. You spooky. You scared. Not understanding that before this Bible was written, there were other stories told that is very similar, if not the same as the one that Christ, that's in the Bible. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. So when you begin to look at this thing, when you begin to break it all down, man, I got a book right now I'm reading. Let me share it with you. I got a book right now. I got a book right now that most people wouldn't even pay attention to. This book right here. Well, my light is too bright. This book right here is called The Mystical Life of Jesus. Yeah, the mystical life. And you're running around like, what? No. The mystical life. Did he not conjure up Lazarus? Go look at the word conjure. Did he not conjure him up? Did he not summons him to come forth? Yeah, he did. Called him 3 times. Lazarus, rise. Don't you Masons, don't you have something similar to that? You Masons? I'm just saying, man. Don't be looking at me like I'm like, what? No. These are the things in the conversation pieces that should be had in the lodge. The lodge is a place of knowledge and allegories and symbols that we should learn about and understand. That's where I'm at. The Book of the Dead is another awesome book you should open in your lodge meeting and have a real understanding, because that the Book of the Dead has a lot of Masonic information in it. It does. A lot of Masonic symbolism is in that book. I don't have as many books as my dear brother Dwight Muhammad has, but I have a nice little collection. And within that framework of collections of books, man, I would imagine that those who may come by and open up some of those books, they'd be like, bruh, you done lost your mind. No, I just want to be able to open it up and read it and get a different vantage points for something different. I had a brother the other day told me, I never read anything about Alice Crawley. Okay, well, I do. I want to see what was going on. I would like to know. That's me. You don't have to. It ain't for everybody. But for me, I like to know. What rabbit hole did that man go down and it just drove him crazy? It doesn't mean I have to go down it, but I like to kind of get a glimpse. Just a little bit. just a little glimpse to say, oh, no, I don't. That's all right, brother. You go ahead. And this is what this book will do. When it talks about the mystical life of Jesus, this book right here goes through ritualistic ceremonies, okay, that took place. And what it does is it opens up a different point of view in regards to Christ and his life. Because what was he at the age of 13 to 30? Where did he go? What did he do? Who did he talk to? Because you hear nothing about him after he's 13 and he vanishes for 30 years and he comes back on the scene and you only hear about him for 3 more years. And then he's gone. That's my thing, because what happens is a lot of you, without even knowing it, you wear the cross. Why do you wear a cross? Oh, it's a symbol. What is a symbol of? Death. Oh, come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. It is. The cross is a symbol of death. It's not a symbol of resurrection. It's a symbol of death. Did not your Christ die on that cross? Yeah. Took him down and put him in a tomb, a borrowed tomb, right? According to the story, right? Yeah. In 3 days, he's supposed to be in the tomb and he rose again, right? Yeah. So why are you wearing the cross? He's not on a cross anymore. Why do you wear it? Well, it's symbolism. It means so much. Really? Your symbolism then turns into idol worshiping and idolism. I'm just saying, this is the conversation piece. This is the lecture. This is the opening that portal, that door, to have these types of conversation, because a lot of people don't have them. You don't have them. So look, I want to say to everybody who's joining me, welcome aboard. I appreciate you popping in tonight. Reflection in the business of man. What's going on with you? I'm hanging out for a minute. People scared to talk about the man in the mirror. Thank you, yeah, absolutely. People are afraid to have real conversation with themselves. You know? Steve, yep, you said it. Explaining darkness is too deep for most people. Man, look, when you talk about darkness and people act like darkness is something spooky, darkness is not spooky. It really enhances you. It brings out the best in you. Those dark moments that you have in your life, and then when you come back around, people say, where you been? Man, I ain't seen you in a while. You look good. They don't know the suffering, the fire that you went through. So when you did come out of darkness, when you did step out into public, they looked at you, wow, man, he looks different. Yeah, you've been tried. You was tried, never denied, and you was willing to be tried. You went to a place. They buried you. They thought that you was dead. They left you for dead. Yeah. But you came up. And when you came up, you stepped up. You was like, okay. And then when they saw you, you was like, And they looked at you like, what? Dude, I ain't seen you in a minute. Man, you look great. Yeah. After I've gone through hell, gone through the fire, lost everything, here I am. I'm standing. It was darkness. Oh, come on now. That's why even in Psalms 23, it talks about walking through the valley of the shadow of death. Come on now. See, these symbols and allegories and stories that are being told is to guide you through this thing we call life. That is what it's supposed to do. This book, this Bible, the basic instructions before leaving earth gives you some way of being guided through this thing we call life. That book of Islam, that Quran, it guides you through this thing we call life. It is your compass. It is your square. But no, you don't even crack it open after you've gone through the rites and ceremonies. You probably never look at it again. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's my point of view about individuals who become Masons and Eastern Stars, and yeah. When you learn to look in the mirror at the darkness, at the thing that's in front of you, and you begin to have that conversation and get to know it and put it in its rightful place, it's different. A lot of us can't do that. So when people talk about, oh, I'm going to talk to the ancestors, you're looking at them like you crazy. What? The ancestors? Yeah, I'm going to go talk to the ancestors. I'm going to go talk to my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my uncle. I know how they look. I've seen them with my very own eyes. I've touched them. I've held them. I'm going to have a conversation with them. Oh, you've lost your mind. Yeah, but you go talk to Jesus who you never seen. You only heard of him. But I'm crazy because I want to talk to the ancestors. I'm crazy because I still want to talk to my mom or my dad or my sister, my brother, my uncle, my aunt, my cousin. But I'm crazy. But you're talking to a man you never seen of, but you was just told about. I'm just pointing the conversations out. I'm just saying these are the type of things that I feel helps to strengthen that man that you say you're trying to make a good man out of, or a better man, or a Mason. I'm just throwing it out there because those things are very rarely talked about in your Masonic meetings. Your book is a ritual. It's a ritual. It's a book of ceremonies. It's a book of summons. It's a book of conjuring. It's a book of prayer because there's a prayer in your Masonic ritual. Yeah, it is. It's a few of them in there. So that's all I'm saying. But these are the things that we got to be able to pull together and really begin to look at and have those conversations, especially if you're on the Scottish Rite side. Yeah, and especially if you're on the York Rite side, for you York Rite Masons. Yeah, let's climb up Jacob's ladder and see the angels going and coming. I'm just saying. So when we begin to get into these ritualistic ceremonies, they mean something. But most of us don't know the meaning of what we're going through. We have no clue. We just go through them without even questioning, why am I going through this particular ritualistic ceremonies? Oh, I'm just going through it because he went through it. It seems like they be having a great time. They be doing a lot of partying. So I want to be a part of that. No. I mean, it's cool every now and then. The fellowship is great. But really, is that it? Is that all you got? No, bruh. We're going to break this down. We're going to talk about astrology. We're going to talk about why certain things are the way they are. Why the world, why when the globe turns, it tilts on its axle, and why do we look at Christ being in the grave for 3 days? Because we're looking at the winter solstice and how it begins to, the sun begins to stay up a little bit longer each day after December the 25th. There's so much to unpack. Why in the 32nd degree we got all of this this thing happening about war and understanding war and what is the password for the day and why is that password? Come on, guys. You become this sublime prince of the royal secrets and don't even know why. You become this Knights Templar and you didn't even take the Apostle Creed oath. Yeah, if you're going to really do the Knights Templar ceremonies, if you're going to really get down, you got to take that oath. Oh, yeah. Not the one that's just in your ritual, but there's actually the creed of the Knights Templars. Oh, yeah. I have it written. But there's some who know exactly what I'm talking about. Absolutely. Greetings. What's going on, Art? How you doing? Underpass. What's going on? I'm just shouting out some names. What's going on, Seville? Large meaning sounds like an occult to me. No. An occult meeting is mega. I'm sorry. I had to put that one out. Hey, brother, you open the door. I had to walk in it. Oh, yeah, for real. Real talk. The Bible was first written, oh yeah, in Koine Greek. A lot of people don't know. I appreciate that. We have a direct connection. We do, only if we understood it. I'm going to say that again. We do have a direct connection, only if we understood it. We do. We really, really do. But a lot of us are afraid. Like Jesus in the mastership. When I tell Christians that being baptized is a ritual initiation, they go crazy. But quick Google search will show them. Absolutely. Real talk. Past and present, what's happening with you? Masons sure talk a lot about Jesus, literally. Did your Christ not die on the cross? If you're asking me, I'm going to tell you no. You're asking me. Tell you no. Absolutely not. That's me. Now, you can ask somebody else. They may give you a different question, but that's me. I'm only talking about me. One thing I've learned in this life is that I'm going to talk to the good, the bad, and the ugly. Me. We have it all in us. It's all up in here. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But nobody wants to have that conversation with him. You know that conversation, that devious, that thing that's in you that you keep locking up, the one that wants to come out and cause and wreak havoc, but you've learned to like lock it down. That one. Yeah, that one. You know the other one that's in you, the cunning one, the one that's very sneaky. Yeah, that one. And then there's the nice one, the one that wants to see people succeed, the one that wants to help. Yeah, that one. Yeah. See, they all resides here. It's all here, but no, you don't want to have it. You don't want to get to know them. You want to lock them away. Get to know them so you can learn to subdue them. You catch that? You got that right. You got it right. I'm just saying. Come on now. I'm just saying. A praying cowboy, really? You are? That's interesting. Signs and symbols for the curious minds. You can keep it. Man, look. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. I'm not going to think that and only put, I'm not going to put myself in a box. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put myself in this little tiny box. No, I don't have a religion. I don't have a religion. I don't go around calling myself a Christian. I go to a Presbyterian church because that's the name of it, but give me a religion? No, I don't want your religion. I don't want it. I'm a follower. I'm a follower. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that's how I live my life. But as far as, oh, I'm a this, I'm a that, no. I'm not going to put myself up on anybody's pedestal. I'm not going to set myself up to come down and be a failure. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to live. I'm going to be legitimately who I am. No. Too many people, when you take and put yourself here, too many people are looking up so you can fall. I'm waiting. He gonna fall. Oh, he gonna fall. And when you do, they looking at you doing this. I told you. No. I'm gonna be legitimately who I am. I'm not gonna put a face on for you. Nope. Do that too much already. You know how you people do it. When the preacher will come around, you know how when the preacher used to come around, everybody want to switch up. Hey, Pastor, how you doing? You know how y'all used to do it. Come on, talk back to me. So be you. Be legitimately you. Yeah, absolutely. Let me see what else I got. All right, I'm coming up a little bit. You ain't going to fall. You're welcome for Christ. We all fall short. Nah, that's a cop-out. No, that's a cop-out. We all fall short. Why are you copping out so easy? Why you make it so easy? We all fall short. This just gives you a reason to do it, because then you can say, well, we all fall short. No. Nope. See, the thing is, God is the creator of life and death. He brings war and terror. It's truth. He's the giver of life and death. He brings war and terror. Absolutely. He puts governments in places and he tears them down. Isn't that what the book says? Have you been baptized? Have you been baptized to have your sins washed away? What you think? What you think? Isn't that symbolism? Isn't that a ritual? Is it? I'm just asking. TM, isn't that symbolism? Isn't that a ritual? Right, and it's very entertaining to fall. Man. Masons like to run around. Run around and do what? What Mason? Well, you know what? I can't speak for all Masons. I can't do that. I'm only speaking for myself. That's it. I can't. I've seen some Masons and I wouldn't I wouldn't trust them around my dog. I said that. I've seen some Masons and no, I wouldn't trust you around my dog. Nope. Nope. I've seen some Christians. Wouldn't trust you around my dogs. No. Nope. Nope. Absolutely. So no. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to fall into the game and where we have this back and forth. I'm a this and I'm a that. Why can't you just be a follower? Or Yeshua? Why can't you just be a follower of Yeshua and his teachings? Why can't you take the teachings and apply them to your life and follow the teachings? Why can't you just do that without being indoctrinated into religion? Why can't you just do that? Why? I would like to know why. Since you're bringing up baptism and all that stuff. That's just me. Some people still under the ancient Roman doctrine. Well, Rome is still with us. Rome is still with us. Yeah, the Roman Empire is not dead. It's alive and well. Everyone must be baptized and have their sins washed away. Okay. All right. You think you're going to get me riled up because you said that? I don't have a hell to send you to or heaven to put you or send you to. I don't have either. I would like for people to read for themselves, to study for themselves, to see where these things originated from. That's what you do for you. Absolutely. Crack that Bible open and read it and see where it takes you to. Oh yeah. Read the book of Psalms and the love stories that are in them. Yeah, read them. Come on. If you're going to do it, do it. Is the pulpit clean? Oh, no, the pulpit isn't clean. Be honest with yourselves. Be honest with yourselves. People don't understand why the Pope downfall for the black man. Oh yeah. So look, I'm going to open up the phone line for a few minutes. So if you want to call in tonight, you're certainly welcome to do so. The number is going to be 619-985-1184. If you want to call in tonight, like right now, and you want to have a conversation piece, you can do that. 619-985-1184. I got a few minutes left, and we can have that conversation. Whatever you got on your mind, the phone line is now open. What's your OG shout out firm, DC? 15 blocks away from the Scottish Rite Council Temple on 16th Street. Appreciate it. Okay, so you are, what, you say 16 blocks, 15 blocks away. You're going to go and walk up those 33 steps, go into that temple with them with those three, I think it's 4 pillars. And then on top of the temple itself, they have every nationality facing north, east, south, and west on the temple. 4 corners. Absolutely. Check it out. Like I said, if anybody want to call in, TM, if you're still around, give a call. Have a conversation. 619-985-1184 is the call-in number. I'm on here. I'm open. My conversation tonight was the Conjuring and how it has played a part and continue to play a part in our daily lives. We do it all the time. We conjure up God all the time. Absolutely. Through music. We conjure him up through prayer, We do it all the time. You know, when you call upon something and you conjure that thing up. That's what conjuring means. When you pray, you're calling upon that supreme being to come. Lord, do you hear me? Lord, answer my prayer. Come on now. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. And Rod, glad to have you. I have to jump off, Mr. Hawkins. Keep spreading the knowledge. Great, glad to have you here. He keeps the prayers of the saints in the bottle. What's going on, Masonic T8Y? Hello, Tony. Greetings to you. I hope that you are doing well. Looks like from the great state of Texas. They say everything is big in Texas. Greetings, greetings. And I'm going to say it again. I only got a few more minutes left. If you want to call in, you're certainly welcome to do so and have this conversation. You know, as I said earlier, you know, if you that dude, this is your square. This is your compass. You know, if you that dude, if you that dude, this is your square, this is your compass. If you really that dude. But if you ain't gonna catch it. Allegories and symbols hidden right before your eyes. But no, you ain't. Are you really ready to have these type of conversations in your lodge meeting? You say that's what Masonry is, but how many of you have these types of conversations? Really and sincerely. That's all I'm asking. I don't care what your jurisdictions is. These are some of the best conversations you can have in your meetings to really open it up. Let's see. Okay. Are you suggesting baptism is not for the purpose of washing away sins? I didn't say that. That's what it says. That's what it says in the Bible. That's what its purpose is. You don't have to retract. Also, it says once upon a time, killing the animals did the same thing. Washed away your sins. You know? He said, this conversation is generally going over people's heads. I didn't want to do that. I want to just be able to throw certain things out so I can really get people to really begin to think about things in the Masonic order, and not only that, in their own life and how they deal with people in situations, circumstances, and where they're at. I really, that's that conversation tonight. That's a different covenant. Okay. It's a different covenant. But you know, here's the greatest thing that I like. Here's something I really, really like. We can sit here and talk about it all we want to. We're not going to know anything until we leave here. I'm going to say that again. We can sit and have some of the greatest conversation pieces. But we're not going to know anything until you leave here. You got to leave here in order to really find the truth. To have that conversation with the maker, you're going to have to leave here. To really have that. Yeah. See, right now we have a conversation, but it ain't that conversation. You're going to have to leave here to have that conversation. That's why I'm not scared to talk to my ancestors. Not at all. I'm not afraid to call my mom right now, or my dad, or my sister, or my brother, my uncles, my nieces. I'm not afraid. I know them. I'm not afraid to conjure them up on my behalf and to assist me in this life journey. I'm not afraid. Absolutely not. but I know a lot of you are. Man, that voodoo stuff, man, that stuff. But you pray to Jesus and you never seen him. You only heard him because your mama told you about him or your grandmama told you about him. And you probably went to church and they told you about him, but you never met him. Oh, I met Jesus a long time ago. And come on now. Yeah, I can have that conversation. My mama told me about Jesus. Yeah, call on the name of Jesus, son. There's power in the name. You know why there's power in the name of Jesus? Because you give it power. You expect something to happen when you call upon that name. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing. The same way people do Buddha, the same way people do Allah, the same way it's something is in the name. So they call on it. I'm just telling you, I'm just having a conversation. Well, TM Birdie, I'm sorry. No disrespect to messing your name up. You know, if you feel that way, I mean, you know, it's all right. Absolutely. It seems to me Mason's culture been getting the boot around here. Oh well. Well, I'll tell you this. You said that the power is in the name, not because I give it the power, but because he was worthy to take the scrolls. How many other books do you know that's been written before the Bible that talks about the same thing in general? See, the Bible has done a great many things for a lot of people. It has. It has also caused some harm, hurt to a lot of people. It has. The Quran the same way. The Quran has done a lot of great things for a lot of great people and has caused a lot of hurt and pain to a lot of people. I have seen him. He lives in all things. I mean, he lives in all people. Didn't I just say that just a little while ago? When I said look in the mirror? I just said that. I said that a little while ago. I said look in the mirror. That thing that lives in you? Come on, where's the kingdom of heaven? Where is it? Everybody dying to get there. Where is it? Why can't I have it right now? Doesn't scripture tell you that the kingdom of heaven is within? Huh? Does it tell you about loving yourself and treating your neighbor as you would want to be treated? Come on now. Nah. Oh, really? You don't think the Bible has hurt anyone? Man, you bet. Okay. All right. You believe that the Bible has not hurt anyone. Man, have you read the Bible about the... Come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't sit there and say that the Bible hadn't hurt anybody. It has. People have used it for war. Come on now. People have used it to beat their slaves until they're almost dead. So don't tell me that it hadn't hurt anybody. Come on. I'm just saying. Don't be afraid. I open the phone line up for you to call. You don't necessarily have to keep punching in the keys. You can actually call in. And there will be no disrespect. There will be no argument. There will be a conversation piece. Absolutely. So even when I get off this phone, I'm going to go pray. I'm going to go conjure up some things. Jesus was so smart that he couldn't invent the television. Ugh. Woo. Trump, capital punishment. Whoever said that is kind of stupid for that statement. Well, I said that you never seen him. I said that. If you're telling me that God and Jesus is the same person, the same thing, no, you've never seen him, because it says that no man has ever seen him. It says that in the Bible. However, in Genesis, someone on up in there, when Adam and Eve was in the garden, they said they heard the Lord walking, and they hid themselves, and they took figs leaves and made aprons to cover themselves because they was naked. But they heard him walking, and he didn't know where they was at because he called them by name. Where are you at? I'm just saying, this book is allegories and symbols. This book teaches you how you should walk and live this life. What's going on, Larry? How you doing? Man, look, Brother Diamond, you missed it this past weekend, man. You missed it. I never laughed so hard in my life. Oh, my goodness. Those nobles that walked across the sands in the desert of Las Vegas, man, that one hump camel, woo-wee. That one hump camel, woo-wee, bro. You missed it, man. Oh, you would have had a good one. You would have had a good one, bro. How do you punish a snake to crawling when that is what it does naturally? I don't know. I don't have an answer. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all of this will be added unto you. So where's the kingdom of God and his righteousness? I'm just asking a question, no disrespect. Pride comes before the fall, where people have rejected you. The one true God has accepted you in the beloved. I like that. Man, yeah. Yeah, real talk. It wasn't a snake, it was a serpent. Isn't that what they call a snake? A serpent? Isn't that the same serpent that Moses used on his rod? Isn't that the same serpent that you see in the medical field that's on twirled up, the spinal cord? Oh, this 33 vertebrae, the spinal cord, the chakras, the crown chakra, the lower chakra. There's so much popping off till we miss it. I'm just saying, we miss it. We miss it. We miss it. We miss it so much. Yep. 600 planets, I think. 600 plant lives. Tony, what do you get when you put all religions together in one pot? Mess? You get a spaghetti, a pot of mess? I'm just saying. Ooh-wee. He said most of the angels are serpents. Man, you know they're going to come at you. You know they're going to come at you. I'm going to say this. Now, this is me. I'm only speaking for myself. I believe my angels are my ancestors. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because the blood that runs through my veins and the DNA that's in me is the DNA of my ancestors. My mother, my father, their mother, their father, their mother, their father, their mother. Man, do you know how many generations is that? That's the same DNA. That's the same that dwells in me. That thing, oh man. I'm just putting it out there. All angels were created at once. Humans never turn into angels. Okay. I just said I believe that my ancestors are my angels. I am who my ancestors have been praying for. What? Are you crazy, dude? No, I'm not. See, those who was captured, those who was in slavery, they prayed for the freedom of their children, their grandkids, their great-grandkids. They prayed that they will rise up, that they will be better. That's the prayers of those who came before me. I'm the living results of those who prayed. I'm here because of them. Yeah, I said that. I am the living results in the prayers of those of my ancestors, those who prayed for me long before I got here. They knew I was coming. So they prayed. Let him be the first to go to college. Let him be the first. Let my grandson, let him break that curse. Let him get out the hood, out the ghetto. Come on now. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it, it's just all out there for you. Because they watch over me. My mother prayed for me long before I prayed for myself. And I'm still probably living on those prayers. My grandmother, my grandfather, they prayed for me long before I prayed for myself. And like I said, I'm still benefiting from them. I'm benefiting from the fact that they guided me along the way. I'm benefiting from the conversations and the education and all the things that they inputted into me. I'm benefiting. That's an angel, right? I'm just saying. Hey brother, there's a lot of light over there. What do you think about the lodge, Grand Lodge, like California, letting? Oh, okay. Okay, you asking me my personal opinion. I totally disagree with that. No. Nah. But that's what they do. And who am I? I'm not a part of that Grand Lodge. I have no say of what they do over there. I know quite a few members that's over there, and we have great conversations, Masonically speaking, and that's what they do, and that's their business, and it's not for me really to get into it because I don't have a say. My opinion is that it's not something I will agree to. Absolutely not. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That's why Tennessee and California Grand Lodges don't have a Masonic fellowship because of that. Oh, don't get frustrated. We might not agree, but I enjoy your opinion. Oh, no. We good, bro. We good. No, People join Masonic lodges for many different reasons. They do. And whatever reason they join for, it is my hope that they find that reason. Because why I join and why somebody else may join is totally different. Totally different. Yeah. Fellowship. Same reason people join church. Yeah, you're right. I cannot deny that. You know? Absolutely. You know, what I try to do is to get people to think. That's all I want you to do. I want you to think. I want you to pick up books. I want you to read. I want you to get a hold to books that's going to help you understand a lot better than what you understand now. I want you to know that those 10 laws that we have, those 10 commandments, there were more than 10. Where do you think Moses got his information from? Moses grew up in the house of the Pharaoh. He knew all the tricks of the trade. That's where he was learned and educated at. No, I mean, hey, did Pharaoh say, well, hold on, partner. I can do that. Although Moses' rod swallowed the 2 serpents of Pharaoh's rod, that's symbolism. It's allegory, baby. That's allegory and symbolism. The fact is, do you know what it means? That's the question. Do you know what it means? 2 hemispheres, southern and northern hemisphere. 2 hemispheres, 4 chambers. You know, your heart is not up. Like people say, oh, you know, your heart is pumping. You know, hey, I'm just saying, this is the kingdom of heaven. You'll catch that on the way home. Hey, look, I gotta go. It's been fun. I've enjoyed the conversation, and I'll be back. But hey, remember, every time you be praying and calling upon God, you be conjuring up some things. You just don't know. Man, look up the definition of the word. I hope you enjoyed this evening because I enjoy you. I hope, you know, I would have loved if somebody would have just called in. But hey, I know, right? I know. Let's see. Let me see if I missed something. Hey, Larry Diamond, thanks. Thanks for the wonderful episode. Hey, anytime, bro. I do these things so I can get people to really kind of begin to look at things differently and enjoy your lodge, man. Enjoy your lodge and introduce some things that's going to really get people to be energetic about the things that you are involved with in your lodge. Absolutely. Please hit the thumbs up button. Afterwards, please go and leave a comment about the episode. I appreciate it. And hey, in this life journey, man, continue on and stay out the bushes. Keep your light on. I hope that you have a great evening. Until next time, peace and be well. I'm out.